We are going to tell you how we went from a six-figure income household to traveling and living in a tiny camper. And we don't want to tell you that this is all easy, rainbows or butterflies.
To say that we had a nothing to lose mentality is a total understatement.
Now that is a classic fish fry. I mean, that's fish and chips. Fish and chips.
Hi, hello, here's some coleslaw.
Hey everybody.
We are at my mom's house, spending a little bit of time with family before we hit that road. More on that later.
We're also regrouping and checking things off of our to-do list.
We had a lot to do. We've had an amazing month of camping. If you guys have seen some of our previous video, Blue Springs, Huguenot, beach camping galore. It was really an amazing month of camping. We're gonna get a little more personal in this video. We'll sit down with you guys, grab a cup of coffee and chat a little bit more. But for now, let's just admire how much cleaning we did and how good it looks. I was able to take out our mat, clean it out, clean off all of our pantry, do all the laundry, even this thing, put dishes in the dishwasher, which is crazy, unheard of.
So being able to keep everything clean in the middle of the trip is definitely a luxury, and we're aware of that. When we're going on long trips, we don't have someone's house that we can go to and be in a house and do all of these things. So when we can, we definitely don't take it for granted.
Come on, bub. All right, let's go. Come on, Winston. We're gonna talk a little bit about us in this video.
Amber and Giulietta, Winston and Honey I Roam, because we want you to know all of the details. We are going to tell you something exciting in this video. We are going to tell you how we went from a six-figure income household to traveling and living in a tiny camper.
You guys are probably thinking, what were we thinking? Why did we do that? We had a very comfortable life. Let's start from the very beginning. What do you think?
We moved to San Francisco 9 years ago with no job, no house, and no plan except to make it. And that's what we did. We started from the bottom and moved our way up, and we're gonna tell you about it.
Amber and I graduated college. We were both really antsy to hit the road, see what opportunities lie ahead, and we decided to go to one of the most expensive cities in the country really? With about $4,000 between the both of us. To say that we had a nothing to lose mentality is a total understatement. If you guys haven't followed our journey from the very beginning, we started doing YouTube in San Francisco. We thought people would be really interested in seeing city videos and how it kind of evolved and led us to living and traveling in a tiny camper and being straight up camping professionals.
No matter what we do in our YouTube journey, you're coming along with us. On arriving in San Francisco, we had no job.
Place to live.
Yeah, or no plans for a job, no leads, that's for sure. So when we arrived in San Francisco, we knew we had to get on the grind because we only had a very little bit amount of money. We spent a lot of it on our journey over. So that didn't even mention security deposits and all the details. When we arrived, we started reaching out to people. Whenever we saw an option that was within our budget, we emailed them. And on the day that we needed a place, we got a place. From there, we started our jobs. And this was a journey. Our jobs and careers evolved throughout the whole time we were in San Francisco because we kept applying for more. And we believed that we could. When we first got to San Francisco, I started out with a serving job at a Mexican restaurant at Fisherman's Wharf. I was in my glory. I was so excited I found a position so quickly. I made quick money. Now during that time, I was still applying for other jobs. After a few applications, I got that tech job.
I had worked at Home Depot, so I transferred with a Home Depot, but it was a far drive. We were living in the city. It just wasn't ideal, so I applied to different hardware stores. That was what I knew. I knew hardware store stuff. So I ended up landing a job and eventually became a manager at a hardware store that was right around the corner from where we lived. We lived in the center of the city. It was very expensive. We lived in a tiny box. So living in tiny spaces is not unfamiliar for Amber and I. We value adventure over comfort usually. I do want to mention it was interesting to go into a place like San Francisco when you see other people your age are making six figures easily. So we would see these people out on the street, know that there was a lot of money being thrown around and like, how can we do that too? So what we did was we entered the world.
We started looking online. There's a whole world of jobs that we didn't even know existed. So we were excited to find, first of all, the salary, the perks. Some of the perks at some of my jobs are beyond belief, but we just kept trying, and we believed that we could, and we believed in each other. When one of us didn't really have the confidence, the other would really build the other one up. And that's needed. You have to have confidence to get anywhere in life.
So after about a year of living like that, me and Amber were really desperate to find a bigger place, to find somewhere new to live. And I, at my hardware job, was actually exposed to a lot of resident managers. It's actually people who live on site at a building. So usually you get compensated for whatever work you put into it. We, in the case, ended up getting pretty much a free studio apartment after about 3 months of interviews. It was pretty rigorous to get into this world because most of these people were 20, 30 years my senior. I was a 24-year-old entrusted with a multi-million-dollar building in one of the fanciest areas of San Francisco. When I got that job, I felt on top of the world. Granted, the compensation was only for the apartment. I still had to work at my management job at a hardware store, and it was a lot to juggle. It was a lot of stress. I knew that I wanted more money.
I was so excited to land that first tech job that I got. We were over the moon. I was making $40,000 per year, and I was working 11 a.m. till 9 p.m., holidays included. We didn't get food, there were no extra perks, but I was so satisfied with that. And that was just the first stepping stone in my career in San Francisco. After about 2 years there, I thought, let me apply for something else. And I did. I applied for a plethora of jobs. The job that I got next was remarkable. It was at an event ticketing company. We got to experience so many of the activities and food and fine dining that they offered. So that was supreme in our eyes.
Started to get a taste of the good life for sure, because Amber was getting all of these free culinary experiences. We would go to these 5-star restaurants with $4 signs. We definitely couldn't afford it at the time, but it was really nice to get a taste of that life, to really motivate us to look for more, to search for more when we were in San Francisco.
Everything evolved so naturally. The company I was working for then got acquired by another company, which happens all the time in Silicon Valley. Kept going up and up from there. I became a manager, then I got to become a senior manager, all for different tech companies that I really believed in their values.
Amber would oversee teams, and all the while I knew that I wanted to get out of the hardware store job and I wanted to find an all-in-one package when it came to being a property manager. So I went ahead and got my real estate license during that time. After a few months of doing that, eventually leaving the hardware store and searching for different resident management jobs, we got the best home ever. We loved this building. I ended up landing this job with an amazing team of people. I had a huge building, and I was also, on top of that, a maintenance manager for about 11 buildings in the city. So I did a lot of running around. We lived in that building. We were a part of that community. Had a beautiful apartment. You guys can see that in some of our old videos. But that was where we kind of left San Francisco off.
Our San Francisco journey was truly magical. I felt like we were there at the right time, always in the right place. Then we felt it was time to move on. Luckily, our hearts were both in the same place, and we were really missing our families and craving adventure. We were in San Francisco for about 8 years. We knew that it was time for something different. We sure aren't getting any younger.
How I like to put it is the same force that was driving us to San Francisco was the same force that was driving us back home into a life of adventure. There was just a force that we both had, and we knew that we didn't want to just jump into it haphazardly. So we planned for the following year. Amber and I both basically paid ourselves. We'll elaborate more on that in a different video, like I said, if you're interested, but we had planned for this.
We sacrificed, we really saved, and we'll give you the details later, but we don't want to make you think that it's super easy, because in order to have money, you have to save money and work for it.
Everything Amber and I do is just ingrained with hard work and dedication, and we both have a similar vision on what we want our lives to look at, and we work towards that, and we pray for that. We know that that's going to happen for us. We trust in ourselves.
We trust, we believe.
Yeah. You're probably wondering how this led us to our tiny camper life and being obsessed with camping.
It was important for us to have a goal when we were saving in San Francisco. So our goal was a planned trip to Bali and all over Indonesia. We had everything booked, everything paid for. We were so excited that that was gonna be our first stop on our journey. Then, dun dun dun, COVID hit. So our plans obviously changed. We weren't going to Bali anymore, so we knew we had to come up with a new plan.
We were itching to travel, to do so in a safe way, and it led us to camping. If you guys saw some of our previous videos, we started camping in a tent like most people do. And then that was a little brutal in the August months in Florida. And basically August months of everywhere. Amber, we couldn't handle it.
We had to leave in the middle of the night. So we knew that we didn't want to stop camping, but we wanted for our camping to evolve.
We wanted it to be a lot easier, so we started car camping, which we found that ended up being a lot of work, a lot of setup, a lot of cleaning, everything. It was just a lot of work. So it led us into the tiny camper world because we needed a tiny camper to tow.
We were open to what type that we wanted, but we knew it had to be very lightweight. And when we found the right one, we jumped on the opportunity and we haven't looked back.
Pretty much how we ended up doing this tiny camper life. Essentially, in our adventure and our wonder and seeking, the tiny camper world found us.
And we don't want to tell you that this is all easy, rainbows or butterflies. There are a lot of things that you're sacrificing. Tiny camper life is just different than anything else. You can watch our other videos about the realities of tiny camper living. All in all, we are so happy at this point in our adventure and really looking forward to the future too. We're bringing you lots of incredible adventures soon.
We've been traveling and adventuring Florida for almost a year now, and we think that it's time for us to venture on. We're going to be exploring some new states, some new areas, and we're thrilled. We are excited. We've been preparing for this, as you guys know. We've gotten everything updated on the camper that we needed to. We've gotten our Jeep kitchen set up to a T, just how we like it.
It's a very exciting time right now. We are getting ready to embark on our adventure, and our next adventure at least. We've gotten all of our things together in our car, our cooler packed, and now it's time for one more family event. We are doing a fish fry. We're frying outdoors and we're bringing it to the whole family. It's gonna be delicious. Let's go.
We are doing a fish fry. It's actually gonna be some fish and chips, but we're keeping it southern. We're calling it a fish fry. So I'm gonna be cooking up with my mom. You guys know my mom. She's always got some food.
Hi, hello, here's some coleslaw. And there's some bang bang shrimp coming up. In honor of Amber's birthday coming up, there's a key lime pie.
Yay! It's a special day. What do you think,
This is our
Osiris?
nephew. You guys have met him before. That's our nephew Osiris. Look how precious he is.
Isn't he sweet? So we're excited to spend some time with family and fry some fish.
So other than my desire to eat delicious food, which is a motivation to cook good food, my mom has been a huge inspiration in the kitchen. She's an amazing, amazing cook. She's definitely a chef.
Her pasta sauce is like nobody else's I've ever had. I mean, you can take one bite and you know it's hers. It's that good.
She has bought me my first cookbooks when I was young and I wanted to be a chef, and she really inspired and helped to move along that passion. We got Amber over here. She is cutting those potatoes into that beautiful French fry shape. You guys know what that French fry shape is. I shouldn't have to tell you.
I like mashed potatoes. I like broiled potatoes. I like fried potatoes. I like every kind of potato. I recently just made French fries for the first time, you know, the homemade kind. And I guess I never realized how simple it was. So I'm really excited to make these. They're gonna be delicious.
And all we do is cut these lovely potatoes that Amber loves so dearly. And we just put some cornstarch on them and we put some salt on them, and that's all we do. It's that easy. We fry them up. What we're gonna do for this fried fish is dip some white fish. We actually got some frozen flounder fillets, and we're gonna dip them in an egg whitewash and then dip it in a cornstarch mixture with some Old Bay, some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and then you're gonna deep fry those babies. Look at this Sunday family feast.
Now that is a classic fish fry. I mean, that's fish and chips. Fish and chips. Say it, Malcolm.
Fish and chips. This is Giulietta's Honey I Roam Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
Beautiful, with some fried garlic over there. The fried garlic.
And bang bang
And
shrimp.
bang bang shrimp. Here's some bang bang shrimp.
Yum.
And we have English malt vinegar to go with the fish and chips.
And today we are having the classic Lagunitas IPA. This is from Lagunitas, California, and we've been to their brewery and I actually grew a special connection. I love this IPA so much, and if you haven't tried it, look how good it is. Hang on.
That's how good it is.
Is that good?
My sister Marina,
Malcolm, can I
mother to our nephew.
Yes, I sure am.
Which one's it?
She's topping it with a little bit of malt vinegar here.
Thank you.
Get a little crispy piece right here. Look at that beautiful juicy flounder. Lightly breaded by the honey arome queen herself. Nice and meaty, tender. Right amount of flaky, crispy.
This French fry that Amber sliced, Giulietta put in some cornstarch and then fried it. It's the best fry, the best chip I ever had this side of the pond. Cheers.
Ooh, that's a huge compliment. This fish is really just so delicious and it's so easy to fry up and make. Whenever we come over here and we fry at my mom's, we always just do it outside because it's so much easier. I just hose down the area, easy peasy, fry delicious.
Try bang bang shrimp.
So we fried up some shrimp and we did it similar to how we did the fish, but then my mom coated it in bang bang sauce, which is Bonefish Grill's bang bang.
Is it bang bang? Bang bang!
That was
Bang,
That's even better. Thank you all so much for watching this video. That is how we went from a 6-figure house to traveling, living in a tiny camper.
With very little income, none at the beginning.
We are following our dreams and our dreams are to share our adventures with you on YouTube. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching this video. We do now have a Patreon. We will link it down below if you guys want to check it out. Help to support us.
And our
We
travels
appreciate
and
it.
our journey, it's what we need to keep going. If you're able, and it would really help us out, all the money will go straight toward our travels and you will see that in action. We're gonna keep doing this for you as long as we can.
Thanks again for watching this video. We are
Honey, I roam. We appreciate your support. Please subscribe. I know a lot of you haven't. It is easy to do. Just log in if you need to. It helps us out more than you know. Always send us a comment. What do you think? Where should we go next? You know we love you. Hang on. Ow, ow, I gotta wear shoes.
yeah.
There's ants in my pants.
A big reason why
Of homemade french fries recently on the last bit. I recently,
oh my
Ever.
gosh, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. Actually got some frozen
toss it up.
potatoes.
Nice work, Giulietta.
Did.
The bang bang shrimp, which is bang bang.
Soft.